Hi everybody, this is Michaela. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I personally unblocked communication with my twin flame permanently. And I am someone who's absolutely had a lot of communication issues with my twin flame and just in general in life. And this is something so many of us, if not almost every single person on this journey struggles with, is feeling like you can't communicate with your twin flame, or they don't want to communicate with you, or there's just no communication happening at all. And I definitely understand how frustrating that can feel. And so today's video is going to be what I did and what you can do in order to heal this. And it's not as hard as you think. It's actually very simple and very easy, but you just have to be willing to release control and release how you've been taught to go about relationships and what you think works. Because the truth is that society does not teach us how to have a healthy relationship. It doesn't teach us true divine union and communication, which is what you must learn when it comes to being with your twin flame and healing your communication, developing real, true communication. And so that's what I can help you with today. And I guess the first thing to talk about is what is communication and what does it mean to really communicate with your twin flame? So remember that your twin flame is a direct reflection of your relationship with yourself. This means that they are literally you, but they just are either the divine masculine version of you or the divine feminine version. And all that they're ever doing is showing you yourself. They're reflecting you and your relationship within yourself to yourself. And that's why your twin flame is such a powerful resource in your life, is that because they can directly mirror who you are to yourself. And this part can be challenging. It was definitely challenging for me. But when you do the mirror exercise that Jeff and Shalia teach and you practice the teachings of union, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. You just have to be willing to acknowledge where you're blocked. So basically, if you're experiencing communication blocks with your twin flame, it's because you're experiencing communication blocks within yourself. And a lot of times, when I have coaching clients, they're like, well, how can I not communicate with myself? What does that mean? And 9 times out of 10, it's because they're not feeling their feelings somewhere deep down. And I know this because this was my case. I had a lot of blocks and resistance to wanting to feel my feelings, and that was very difficult for me. And that's what creates communication blocks with twin flames, because you must be willing to really properly, authentically, and honestly communicate to yourself within. And that means being honest about how you feel. That means being honest about what your blocks are. That means being honest about just everything, and most often what I see is people not wanting to acknowledge their upsets because they're very painful. I understand that, but that's something that definitely blocks communication, is when you're not feeling your feelings. And so the way that I unblocked communication is I learned to get very, very good at feeling my feelings and doing the mirror exercise and not running from the more challenging blocks. When I first started my journey, there was absolutely no communication between my twin flame and I. And even after I met, I had a false twin flame experience, I met that person, and I still experienced major communication blocks. And even when I did meet my true twin flame, Jose, when we first started communicating face-to-face with each other, over video call, we still had communication blocks because we had a language barrier. And I don't speak Spanish, I'm learning, but he spoke English, but he hadn't really practiced at all. And so it was so hard for us to understand each other. Even though we spoke English, his accent was so thick and mine was so strong that he couldn't understand me, I couldn't understand him. So we still had a lot of communication blocks after we had already met one another. And for me, it was about being present with my feelings still, and being present with the situation, and being present with my, like how I felt in the conversation, and learning how to be present in the conversation, not just through the words that were being spoken, but through the energy and the feelings between us. And just slowing down, relaxing, coming into a state of peace, like that very much cleared those blocks between us. But I spent 3 years on my journey healing my blocks and really working on myself before Harmonious Union. And those years were so critical for me in learning how to relate to myself and how to be honest with myself. And in order to have really good communication and intimacy with your twin flame, you must have that within yourself. And that means, of course, going into those hard to reach places within yourself, or those, places that you haven't maybe wanted or been willing to look at because it's painful. Going into that place within you, like that, the itch you can't quite scratch, on your back, like going into those really deep, intricate, intimate places within yourself, and noticing how you feel, like, oh, in this moment, I actually feel like I thought I felt good, but I feel really bad. I feel sad, I feel depressed, I feel anxious, I feel afraid. Whatever it is, like being very honest. And something that helped me was journaling a lot. Journaling my feelings helped me. And know that no matter what's going on, you can feel your feelings. It doesn't matter. You can be driving, you can be walking, you can be reading, you can be talking to someone, you can be at work, you can be at home. No matter what you're doing, you can feel your feelings. And that's what I've gotten really good at through practicing the teachings of Union, was feeling my feelings and really learning radical honesty and compassion and acceptance. That you want to be able to look at your feelings and not judge them, because if you judge them, that's when you start to feel like you don't want to look at them anymore, because you think, oh, it's bad to feel this way, but it's not. Like, there's no feeling that you could possibly feel that it's not okay to feel. So you want to just have like a very, a very honest, compassionate approach to yourself. And the more that you become present with yourself within and have a deep relationship with your own feelings, the closer your twin flame is going to come to you, and communication will naturally unfold. And you don't want to do this with the intention of getting something, right? Like, it's not about I'm feeling my feelings so that my twin flame will communicate with me. Like, that's not how it works. It's I'm feeling my feelings because I love myself, and I know this is the path to communication with my twin flame. So you don't do it for the result, as Jeff says somewhere. I have a screenshot of him saying this. I think it's a tweet where he said, don't do it for the result. Do it because you want to do it and you want the result. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting the result, but that's not the primary reason we do this. We do this because we want to, because we love ourselves. We want to, we want to improve our lives and be happy. And you can't truly be happy if you don't feel your feelings, because all of those unpleasant feelings are just stuck within you and your vibration, and they're weighing you down. So feeling those things heals. And that's the key. So I did this. I followed the teachings of Union. I was a student of Twin Flame Ascension School. If you're not a student of Twin Flame Ascension School yet, I highly recommend it, because that is what brought Jose and I into Harmonious Union. And I worked with an Ascension coach, which I am a Master Certified Ascension coach. So I'd be absolutely happy to personally guide you and help you heal and help you uncover these deeper blocks, and really support you through them. I offer a variety of ways. My recommendation would be joining one of my group coaching classes. I still have some spaces left. I have maybe one space left in my Saturday class and a couple spaces in my Mondays and Wednesday classes. So you can check all of that out in the information box below. But yeah, that's all you need to do, is just learn how to communicate with yourself, feel your feelings, be honest and authentic with yourself. And that opens up your communication with your twin flame very, very much. So thank you so much for joining me today. I love being able to share my story and experience with you guys. So we'll see you in the next video.